Dhanush, when we spoke at Cannes about when you were doing the Fakir promotions, you said you look for movies that help you learn something or help you explore the actor inside you. Can you, in the context of The Grey Man, what did you learn from the Russo brothers? Because it's primarily action. Did you manage to explore the actor in you?
I did. Like you said, it's predominantly action. So I learned a lot about how to approach action sequences, how to be better, how to look better, how to carry myself better, everything. And big thanks to the stunt team. Like you told me, they made me look like a pro. I mean, I never moved better. So there's so much I could learn. And as an actor, like when the Russos, they made me sit and they talked me through the character. They made me understand, and they made me, they said things, they gave me a brief backstory for Aviksan. I understand that there's a specific approach, to the character is there. And I understood, like there's so much that you could learn by just sitting with them and talking to them. Just let them talk and listen. I mean, I'm a good listener. I never speak much. So I learned so much from them, and most importantly, how patient they are. You want this quality, and then you need to be patient. And I really, really understood that from them.
A few years back, Martin Scorsese had this whole thing. There was this whole controversy about, the Marvel movies are not really movies, and, this is just like one kind of entertainment, and cinemas, this whole other thing. And it exploded into this whole controversy. What do you guys think now? I mean, and that was pre-pandemic, right? So it was now after the pandemic, when there's much more of OTT consumption and many more people are talking of movies as a kind of product. What do you think of that whole controversy, Dan?
I mean, it surprised us because it's hard to define what cinema is. It's a constantly evolving, growing experience and sort of an expression that over time will be different and should change. You want it to change. You want it to remain fixed in some sort of quaint version of what we've all come to know it as. It's just not how we think about what we do as storytellers, what we do as filmmakers. We like the fact that it's a growing, evolving entity, and that it's going to surprise us. And we think in the future it's going to look much, filmmaking today looks different than 20 years ago. 20 years from now it will look radically different as well. And that's part of the fun of it.
You're going to be careful about any attitude that seems exclusionary. We see storytelling as a binding element, as a way to bring people together at a time of extreme and manufactured divisiveness. So, I think we have to prioritize inclusion. I think those Marvel films were as inclusive as anything I've seen.
They have. They brought the whole world together into theater. So in a way, they are the most inclusive.
And people of any race, color, creed, didn't matter. Your political background doesn't matter. All cheering, all crying, all laughing. Yeah. Going at 3 a.m, going with their children, kids going with their grandparents. They'll remember this for 20 years. Hard to define, hard to say that experience is not as valuable as another experience. Right. I think it's difficult. But I would also, Scorsese is one of the greatest living filmmakers, if not the greatest living filmmaker. He's certainly entitled to his opinion. But I would say, too, that I think that the media, clickbait has become a very... critical part of the media, and keep asking questions to older filmmakers who aren't connected to that kind of filmmaking, and you know what answer you're going to get. Ask a 22-year-old filmmaker, and you're going to get a very different response.
So anyway, thank you so much.